I think our team is bottom heavy, and I think that's a lot of entrepreneurs watching this, is they have these bottom heavy teams.
When somebody is a very high performer, they don't actually give their team the space to execute and to actually fail.
Because here's the real tea, Kisha.
Yeah.
And I know if y'all really
tea.
I'm gonna tell Kisha the real tea. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
The real tea is
energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high.
All right, hey guys, it's Ashley Kirkwood with the Speaker Ready to Cash podcast, and we're back with another incredible guest, Kisha. I'm so excited for you all to meet her. She's an incredible member of the mastermind. I think it's your first year in the mastermind.
First year.
Okay.
Yes.
It's her first year in the mastermind, and she's crushing it already. So cannot wait for you guys to see this incredible interview. Kisha, introduce yourself to the Speaker Ready to Cash audience.
Hi, I am Kisha Wynter. I'm a leadership development coach and executive consultant.
I love that. I love how clear and easy it is. You know, you meet people, you're like, what do you do? And they give you like corporate soup. And I'm like, I still know nothing about what you do, by the way. Like you just talked for 3 minutes. And I'm like, so you're a life coach? Like, what do you do?
Leadership development consultant and executive coach. That's what I do.
That is amazing. So you're probably used to kind of like the chaos of leaders and like the immense pressure they're under. Okay, so from your perspective, because everyone who watches this is a leader, they run companies, and they probably feel totally misunderstood. So what do you wish like the teams of leaders understood about their leaders?
That leaders want people to be self-starters. A lot of times teams just over-rely on the leader, which actually causes a lot of stress and burnout. I've experienced that myself when I was a leader. And the best leaders actually hire people on their teams that are going to level up the organization. Mm-hmm. And so one of my favorite books is called Multipliers, How Great Leaders Multiply the Impact of the People that are underneath them.
I'm writing that down.
And one of the reasons I love to recommend this book is that you have a couple types of leaders. You have leaders that are threatened by the brilliance of others, and so that they will hold you back and hold you down so you can't get ahead.
And they'll only hire people who are
less than them, but then all the pressure remains on the leader, and I'm pointing at you because you're a leader. And then there are others that they actually hire people that are smarter than them, so that they don't have to care. They're bringing out the brilliance of others, and so you're not the sage from the stage as the leader, you're the guide from the side. And so that's what I wish a lot of leaders or people that work for leaders would understand, is that they want them to be self-starters, at least good leaders do, and they don't want to be over-relied on. They want you to take the initiative, be proactive, bring solutions, and not just complain about problems.
That's real.
It is real.
That's real.
It is real.
I think, yeah, that's so good. I'm so glad we're having this discussion, because I just know how, because I coach leaders as well of organizations like entrepreneurs, CEOs, and I think the hardest part is there's a dichotomy, right? Because on the one hand, you want these incredible people. On the other hand, you can't afford them. Right? Yes. And so it's like, you have to find, as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, you're always looking for like people who believe in the mission, who can grow with the mission, because essentially all of our businesses are like almost similar to tech startups, even though we're not in the tech space. And in the beginning, you don't get paid what you are worth, frankly.
You're not.
But
get equity sometimes.
Yeah, you can get equity. You can get profit share, and you can also be the first in line to be in the C-suite. I remember I had this amazing assistant, and I feel like every amazing assistant I've had has like left due to acts of God. Like nothing with the organization, just like freak accidents, lost someone in their family.
Wow.
Oh, it's been horrible. It's been so bad. I mean, like multiple. I mean, one did leave because she just wasn't cut for the job. But like we had some amazing assistants, and I was talking to one of my assistants, and she had messed up on something. And I was like, look, I'm gonna double down and invest in you, and you're gonna double down and invest in this company. And then you're gonna be one of our most junior C-suite executives. And she was like, got it. And like literally started investing in the company, doing better, running events. I didn't have to do anything.
See?
Like she was a beast. And then a freak accident happened. And then for me, and I don't know if anyone else has like had an employee that was amazing and then you lost them. I had a nanny like this. My favorite nanny in the world. Lost her, never found another one. All the rest of them have been like, oh, I probably should. All the rest of them have tried their best. But like when you have someone who's amazing and then that person leaves, I feel like it creates this
void.
Yeah, like void, but also like this trauma of I can't get close to anyone else. Because it's so hard for really talented people to trust other people. So have you had leaders that have dealt with that, and like how have you counseled them through it? And then if y'all in the chat are like, oh my God, I miss my blah, 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 drop it in the chat, babe. We can all talk about it together. But like, what do you say to that person who's like, because you do get attached to because most organizations that I've found, even larger organizations our size and above, they have like, it's like one or two rock stars. And then everyone else is kind of like helping out, but they're not like leading the organization with you.
Honestly, it's the same with even big corporations.
Really?
The CEO always has like one or two, the right-hand person that they really depend on. And when you have big teams, you've got to figure out how, well, first of all, if you should be a leader of leaders, right? And so even if you have your one right-hand person, your people should have their people as well.
I like that. So like
it's not all
our
dependent
person
on
has
just
their
one,
person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cascaded down and not just overly dependent on one person. I mean, it's different for a small business because you don't have a big team to begin with. And when you have, this is why you have to have processes in place.
I feel like our team is huge. Every time I pay payroll, I feel like it's huge. We have about 14 people on our team.
Wow.
And
I didn't realize you had that many people.
Yeah, because they're virtual, so you don't see them. So we have 14 people on our team that we pay every month. And when I say team, I don't mean W-2, you guys. So W-2, there's 3 W-2 employees, and then we just made 3 other additional W-2 employee job offers.
Oh, wow.
And they all start the end of August. So we'll have 6 W-2s, and then we'll have the rest. I haven't determined to get rid of anyone. It's really, I think our team is bottom heavy. And I think that's a lot of entrepreneurs watching this is they have these bottom heavy teams where they're excellent workers. They're excellent at, they believe in the mission. They're amazing. But we haven't done the best job of empowering them to lead, and they haven't done the best job of exemplifying that they are critical thinkers.
And my question would always be, because I have an HR background, is like when you or leaders are hiring, what competencies are you hiring for? Are you only hiring for the ability to execute the job? Or are you looking that, okay, a year or 2 from now, I want them to be my second hand or my right hand person?
So this is such a good discussion. I told Yolanda this yesterday. I was like, Yolanda, coach me up, okay? Because here's the real tea, Kisha.
Yeah.
And I know if y'all really, I'm gonna tell Kisha the real tea, okay? Because I feel like I've been in a whirlwind of hiring lately. I've been talking to here's the real tea. Okay, you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
The real tea is the people who have the most strategic minds. Like let's take my husband, for instance.
Yeah.
My husband he's come up with the name Speaker Ready Cash. He came up with the name Cash Leads. He came up with this incredible strategy that I'm gonna teach you guys today about how to get people more engaged on your webinars. He's just brilliant.
Yeah.
But my husband, if he's gonna do work, it's not gonna be like tech work. Like he's not gonna be like setting up a system or any of that. He can do like he does the payroll, and then he does a lot with AB. Like he likes working with his hands.
Okay.
So he coordinated this room. He set up all this stuff with Sean. Like he's really good with mentoring Sean, and Sean's also probably like one of the only in-person guys on our team. We have a lot of guys virtually, but like in person, Chris and Sean work really well together. But when it comes to like if I'm like, hey Chris, that's a great sales strategy, write up the sales plan. Like that's not his thing. Like he is really like big ideas and very, dedicated things that he's going to do. And he does them at a very high level, so much so that if Chris only did what he did for the live event and brought in $1 million or $2 million like he's done before, I really wouldn't care. Like I'd be like, what am I be mad about? Like you bring in, the money. But what I find with people who are very strategic very good ideas is they aren't always implementers.
They're not, well, there's 2 different skill sets, and you rarely find.
Well, I got both, so I need people to have both. It's a small business.
You are an exception. I will tell you, in most organizations, you have people that are the innovators, the creators, the strategic mindset.
That's Chris.
Because it's more right brain oriented.
Yeah.
You're able to see the big picture. And then you have people that are the executors, the implementers. And so you rarely find it it happens like yourself, but it is the exception rather than the norm because it's two different ways of thinking.
So really So
you do need, now, if you're looking for someone to have both, you will have to recruit for that, but actually realize that it's going to take you a longer time to fill that position. It's going to take you a longer time to find that type of person because I can probably count on one hand in all the years I work in corporate, how many people I know that can do both. Even CEOs. Like a lot of CEOs are very visionary, strategic, they can't even really execute. So to hear you say you're able to do both, it's typically not.
So that makes sense because that's why it's hard for me to understand why people can give me great ideas but can't implement anything. And when they don't implement, because I just am the type who's never going to let the company fail, now I'm doing extra work
you're doing
implementing what they thought of. And I'm like, why isn't this done already? This takes an hour.
Yes.
So, so that makes sense. So that it's really not, this is why. Chris is always like, you're not normal, don't even.
It really is the exception. And so, that's why I said you have to figure out like, what are the synergies you want in your team, right? What do you want in this side of the organization versus the other side? I know it's a small organization, but you have to have a team where people complement each other. Because for the most part, you're the exception. I don't know a lot of people that can do both. And so you just have to figure out people. And also, here's the other challenge that I find with small business owners is that a lot of times, what I've seen with companies like your size, they may have their right-hand person that really is good at visionary things, maybe being a little strategic, but after a while, that person may want your position. Right.
Oh, they want to be CEO?
They want to be CEO of your company, which is, if that's what you want.
But I think that'd be dope, like, honestly, because I'm not trying to be the CEO forever.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I always tell.
And I think a lot of leaders of smaller businesses, they want to be the star of the show. They want to be the CEO. And I know other organizations, they do step back and allow somebody else that's competent to run the business. But a lot of organizations,
business. You want to what you want to do? like literally, because in my mind, in my ideal world, 10 years from now, what I see for myself does not even lend me to do as much back end work as I do now at all. Like I literally run the ads, but it brings in a ton of money. So I guess, but I do high value activities. For us, ads are responsible for at least 70% of our income every year.
Wow.
So I'm gonna, be a part of that, but I don't need to actually run it. I could teach someone else the strategy, the system to run it eventually. But we've just had really bad experiences with people who've done that. But just day to day, even here, I was like, oh my God, I really need a personal assistant, but I don't like people really being in my space for real. But I do need probably someone because of how much I travel and work and all that.
Yeah, and I think for you, because I heard you say it a couple of times, it's being able to trust somebody to be able to come into your personal space like that.
Yeah, I don't trust people like that. I mean, I like people, but I don't trust people to be that close.
Yeah.
To me, it was very few people that I felt like could really do a good job with that.
Yeah.
And I probably am just gonna have to get over it and hire someone.
Yeah, it's something
I need a referral though. I need a referral. Because what happens is we put out an ad, be Ashley's assistant, thousands of applications. But they're I want to make $100K to be your personal assistant and get your coffee, and then also I need you to mentor me. And it's no.
Yeah, other people
not
in
doing
your
that.
Look at other people that are in your space, Ashley, that have been doing this. Maybe they have people that worked with them in the past, that have moved on for one reason or the other. But I think it does have to be a referral. I think it has. You can't, unless you had a family member or something, and then sometimes that's difficult. So.
That could be difficult. I don't think I have any young family members that could do it. You gotta be kind of ready to go. You can't be I need 7 weeks notice. I don't think I could do a grandma or nothing.
Yeah. And also you hire people and give them a probation period. You could be okay.
For sure. We always do that.
Okay.
At least
bring them in
30 days.
In 30, that's what I was gonna say. 30 days, you could figure out whether or not this person, and then there's expectations set. You have a 30 days probation period. If you don't cut it in 30 days, move on.
So I asked you what you wish team knew about leaders. What do you wish leaders knew about their teams?
What do I wish leaders knew about their teams? Well, first of all, I think a lot of leaders they forget where they came from, right? They forgot how they came up in an organization. And I think very good workers, it's on the flip side of exactly what I said. Very good workers, they do want to be empowered. They don't want to be micromanaged. And I think a lot of times when somebody is a very high performer, they don't actually give their team the space to execute and to actually fail, because there's going to have to be a time where you fail a little bit, not big, as you're learning. And so I think high performers have a very hard time letting go. And so what I see, especially in corporate, is as they go up in the organization, they have less patience and they try to micromanage the situation. And so,
that's true.
You have to, And for people like that, they are always buried in the work. They're never able to get out, because at some point you got to take a step back. It's just like one analogy I like to use is a baby learning to walk. They got to walk, they fall, and then they figure it out. And so you got to put, guardrails in place so it's not a big thing, but that they learn, they get up to speed, they have the learning agility to learn quickly, but you have to be able to let go and let them do that.
One thing I just heard from my marketing consultant is he said he's kind of like our outsourced CMO from a strategic lens, but still doesn't do all the work, so I have to do the work, but he does give really good high-level strategy. He said he tells his team as long as the intentions are right, he doesn't care if they fail.
How do you feel about that?
I told him I'm gonna write that down and pray on it.
Because I saw your face, you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's wild. But I think in an ideal world that would be great. I also think maybe one of the reasons why I don't have that lens is because I work like our business is making $0. Does that make sense? Like I don't like people be like, you could just take off. I'm like, look. I don't take anything for granted. Right. And like, it's really important to me that if we bring on team members, we can always pay their salaries. We can always provide for our clients, and that I'm always taken care of so that I can do the work that needs to be done. Yeah. But I feel like that. I almost feel like, you know how when you have scarcity, when you first start your business, you're like, can I pay my bills? Yeah. Like when you have, now it's like, of course I can always pay my bills. I don't worry about that at all. I don't even worry about swiping my card. I don't even worry about it. But payroll is different. Yeah. So I'd be like, can we pay? Like we're thinking of going to twice a month. We pay monthly. We're thinking of going twice a month. I'm like, twice a month? Because payroll is always after a launch. So I always have that like extra cushion. So I'm just like, oh, because it's expensive.
I think it's a growing pain.
For sure.
Just like you were at first, you were saying like, can I, survive as a business? Now you figure that out. Now it's like, all right, how many people can I have on payroll? Once you get over that, just recognize that, when I say take a risk and allow failures, it's a calculated risk. It's not an irresponsible risk, right? So, you have guardrails around, you know how much leeway you're gonna give the person. And if they fall, you come back and you coach, right? And so here's the thing, like when I work with leaders, I teach them how not to teach their team, because they should be hiring people that are competent coming in, so they already know what to do. But coaching their team is different from teaching their team.
I don't coach enough.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Coaching, you know what coaching is you let them go out, they do something, execute, say, all right, didn't work, what did you learn? What would you have done differently, right? So now you're helping them to think so that you're teaching them how to fish.
So now here's my question. I'm gonna have to hire you. Here's my question. You're really good at this, obviously. I know that. My question is, if you, let's say you're not naturally good at that, okay?
Not naturally good at what?
Coaching your team. Because like you're in the weeds a little bit. Like, you know how CEOs are, especially small business, you're doing all this work. So do you recommend that everyone become a better coach? Yes. Like that's just like a rule of a leader? Or do you recommend that we hire someone who can coach the team?
Well, I think
like, should that be a competency that we are hiring for?
I think every leader should have the competency of being able to coach. Okay. Now, if you want to hire a coach to come in, like that's what I do. I come in and I coach people. But you should have the skill set. Just like you're setting vision and strategy and setting up operations, you should also have the skill set of being able to coach. Because even when the coach isn't around, let's say you're day-to-day with them, right? And so, right, taking a step back and saying, okay, what competency do I want to ensure that this person builds? And if you see it, you give them something to do and they fail, you circle back and you have a learning discussion with them.
So I like that. I think for me, it's less about can I coach, more about the time to coach. And it could just be like realigning the value
it's a shift. This is a fallacy that a lot of leaders have, is that they don't have, and I actually say you don't have time not to coach.
Right.
Because you see, I was seeing, okay, for example, let me just say, I saw all the texts you had coming in today, everybody asking you questions, right?
Yes, millions.
Which was driving you crazy. You take the time to invest in a few of those people up front, and it's going to take extra time, right? Just like you're preparing for the launch, you know you're gonna have to spend 15, just shift your mindset. I'm gonna have to spend with this new person or helping them build a new skill, it's gonna take me 10 hours. I'm gonna put in that 10 hours, but in a month from now, you're gonna reap 20 hours from the 10-hour investment. It's an ROI.
Okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I like that.
You do it now and you expect it to pay multiples if it's the right person in the future. Now, if you invest in, now, some people are bleeding hearts as leaders, right? And so what they'll end up doing is that they'll end up coaching and they say no. Because if I've taught you, and we've had this discussion over and over again, and I see no even small millimeter shifts in improvement, then it's not
you gotta
the right
go.
role. I'm gonna
Ooh,
make
this
the
is
call.
so good, girl. I should give you you should give me an invoice for this. So what do you charge? 'Cause now I don't even know how much time we've been talking. I literally like use this as like work therapy. So what do you? I have no clue. Okay. Let me ask you this. So what are your services? So like, let's say it's a small business CEO watching. They're like, okay, you work with these Fortune 500 CEOs. I probably can't afford your rates. Do you have an hourly package that you do for small businesses? Is it all the same? How do you charge for just leadership coaching? Let's say someone wants hour, 2 hours a month. Do you have retainers? 500?
$500 an hour.
500 an hour. That's so doable. And then you'll coach their teams too. Like they can get a package for you to coach.
Well, team coaching is different.
Yeah.
Right? So if there's team coaching, and depending on the amount of individuals and the hours, then
you have
that
a
would
package.
be different. Yeah, that would be different. There'll be a package around that.
All right.
But for the leaders, about on average 500. Now if they work,
so it's like retainer. So like they just call you and then you're like, okay.
Yeah. Usually I do like bi-weekly, depending on the individual, or weekly sessions. So if it's like a month, 4 weeks, it's $2,000, right? But most people hire me like on a bi-weekly basis, so it's $1,000.
$1,000 a month. I like that.
Now that's for small businesses. For a
corporate, yeah. Oh yeah, I know.
Like that's different.
Yeah, corporate. She's charging. Get your 6-figure checks ready.
Right. Because these are small business owners, not Fortune 500 CEOs that are leading
like us.
billion-dollar companies. That's completely different.
All right. Well, I want to do some sessions. So send me an invoice, because we literally have these other leaders starting. And I'm excited because like we hired an operations director, a client success director, what else did we hire? Program manager, and they're all in the U.S., which is amazing. And then we already have a project manager, and then we have our operations manager. So operations and launch manager, and that's Lael. She's amazing. She's like she's definitely
Lael
my
is a
right
rock
hand.
star. I can tell from behind the scenes.
Yeah, she's a rock star. Like I don't know what I would do without Lael. I probably would never take a break ever in life, and I just don't know how.
You need a couple more Laels.
I just need, give me 2 Laels. We're a $100 million company.
If you had a couple more, like, where did you get Lael? Let's retrace those steps.
Man, you know what? I had another bomb assistant who had to leave the company of no fault of her own. She was so fire, and she hired Lael. She was like, before I leave, I'm gonna get you somebody. She was that good. She was that good that she hired another rock star. Lael needs to hire. Yeah. And then I just brought back my first hire ever for the company. I just brought her back, and she's been a rock star too. It's only been a week back, but she got us to like $500,000 a year.
Wow.
It was just me and her.
Well, I'm hearing you have some strategies. You got to go to Lael and see.
And Noni, Noni she was my rock star. Like, and we had babies at the same time. So she left because when she had her baby, she had her babies. Yeah. And so she came back. She was like, hey, I was just wondering if you were looking for somebody. I was like, I sure am. I said, when can you start? No, I didn't do that. I put her through the process because I have learned never like just give someone something, put them through the process. You gotta put them through the process. Have them interview. It shows you a lot about their character, a lot about whether they're going to take it seriously. The other thing I see with leaders is like we never want to fire.
You never want to fire people.
Some never do. No, not if you've been
some
here a while.
leaders have a hard time making the call because I don't want to trivialize it. It's a big decision, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You're impacting a person's livelihood, but one of the biggest lessons I had when I worked in corporate is sometimes the kindest thing that you can do to somebody is being honest with them. And individuals, sometimes they know it's not working, but they are so scared to quit that they won't do it. And then they just go on, they're not working, they're not happy, you're not happy, and it's just this endless thing. And I'll never forget when I worked in corporate and I was gonna put somebody in a PIP. And I said to this guy, I was just like, we can put you in a PIP, we're gonna give you 30 to 60 days. You might improve, but chances are, even if you improve, you're gonna be back on the PIP in another 30. This is like a square hole, round peg, square hole.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to prove to yourself. So I had a whole coaching session with him. But I said, this is not the right fit for you. Move from finance, go take a marketer and a sales role. And I don't know what you're trying to prove to yourself by being a role this, but it's not a competency fit. And, I guess he shed his tears and he went through his process and eventually he left. He didn't go through the PIP, he decided to resign. He went back into another part of the organization and in 9 months he called me back and he was like, I didn't love that conversation, but me leaving this department and going into sales and marketing, like you said, I'm already getting an offer for promotion in the role after 9 months because it was a better fit. So
it's really helping them to just
really
find what really works for them based on what they.
Sometimes we try to hold on to people because of our own fears when we don't realize that when we actually free them and let them go, they're going to go and find something that is a better fit for them, and you're going to be happier than as a CEO as well.
I like that. I've always heard hire slow, fire fast.
Yep.
Okay, this is so good. Okay, so for you, you do leadership coaching. You work with mega corporations all the way down to small business owners to help us with leadership, which I love. I'm definitely gonna hire you. We're gonna do some sessions.
Okay.
And then you also get your own coaching. So how did you find Speak Your Way to Cash?
I found Speak Your Way to Cash because is she here?
Eno, yeah, she'll be here. She's right there.
I was following Eno, and Eno and I had met on LinkedIn because I was super active on LinkedIn, and she had me on her podcast, and we were in a program together actually. And so I started following her, and I saw her on Instagram, and I was just like, what is this Speak Your Way to Cash thing that Eno is going to? And then I decided I actually pinged her. I'm like, how is this Ashley? Is she good? Yes, it's the best decision I made in my life, and that's how I found out.
Wow, okay. And what's been your biggest mindset win since joining the Speak Your Way to Cash Mastermind, and what's been your biggest financial win since joining the Speak Your Way to Cash Mastermind?
My biggest mindset shift is actually going through and reaching out and pitching to people. I'm so used to getting referrals in business, and it's an area I'm still growing in, if I'm honest, but reaching out and pitching to organizations and is my biggest mindset shift, because I was in my business, everything was just coming to me.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned it a couple of times that, you're never going to be in control of your business and the financial growth if you're not being proactive and going out and doing it.
Yeah.
And so that's been the biggest pitch, having more conversations, and it's been brought me in some revenue.
I love that.
I got a couple 5-figure contracts this year.
Love that.
Even in midst of all the backlash, DEI backlash. That's been like the biggest win for me.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so proud of you and just all that you have really accomplished and just your spirit. And I can tell based on our conversation, like you're a beast at what you do. Like this has been an amazing podcast episode. I hope you all down below book her because she's going to be booked out. I'm just telling you right now. Like I think that leadership coaching is something that we overlook as small business CEOs, and we sometimes think that's only for big companies or we don't have the bandwidth for that. But one thing I've learned is that I've become a better leader over the years, but if I did not work on myself personally, I just would have never been able to sustain the growth of our company.
Absolutely.
And just the growth, because you're leading in a million different directions when you're a personal brand. So you're leading your company, your internal employees, you're leading your community, you're paying clients, and then you're leading the industry because all your competitors are looking at what you do and mirroring it. That happens to me all the time. We set the pace. And then you're also leading all of your free folks, like all the people who just be watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
We get DMs and messages. Oh, I heard you say something about leaving my job. I just quit my job. Baby, don't quit your job. I didn't tell you that.
Without a plan.
You watched 10 minutes of that live video, now you ain't got no job. Why? So I'm like, dang, I gotta be careful what I say in these clips, because these people out here, like, I showed the message to Chris. I was like, this lady just quit her job. I don't know this lady. Like,
she was already gonna quit.
She was like, this is a sign from God. I'm like, no, it ain't. I didn't do it. I did not do it.
She was already gonna quit. But
you're leading on multiple different fronts. And you're leading yourself.
And that's the thing, that personal leadership, if you don't have that, you end up hitting a wall.
Yeah.
And you're not able to break to whatever that next level. You know, you've gone from 6 figures to 7 figures, and then it's going to be 8 figures, and it's going to be 9 figures. But every time you make that jump, there's a personal level of growth that has to happen. And that's why you have coaches to accelerate you.
That's why you have coaches. And we have so many coaches, but we're in a program now, and I was just like, man, we don't have any. I'm in a program for scaling CEOs, and I was like, there's no leadership coaches here. Like, there's really no leadership coaches here. I'm going to introduce them to you.
Okay.
That would be good. Because I was just like, where is the leadership? Like, because we know about scaling and making money and doing all those things, and I have a lot of coaches for that. But I'm like, when it comes to leadership, you really have to develop your mind and yourself. You have to develop your mind. And regulate your emotions.
Absolutely. Working on your emotional intelligence, your EQ, that's a whole other conversation, you know, we could have as well.
Especially now with the
and developing
internet.
Resilience.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You got to be resilient.
And so for me, like, flipping it back, it's just, that's why I decided, like, you know, I don't think you can be an actually very good coach if you don't have a coach.
Oh, right? For sure, you can't.
Right.
No, you can't.
Right. So it's like every coach needs a good coach, and so I always have a coach. I'm never in my business without a coach as well. And so as I'm continuing, because when I stop growing, like, I notice my clients stop growing.
Yeah, and I have multiple coaches.
Yeah.
And I think that you need that. Like, that's why companies, even like executive leaders, have a board of directors. Yes. So there are multiple coaches. So I highly recommend we have multiple coaches all the time. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. This is good.
So
great. What's one question I can answer for you that can help you grow your business?
One question I was thinking about a lot is, for me, the place that I'm stuck right now in my business is actually making a shift. I've been doing a lot of work specifically with Fortune 500, women in leadership.
Yeah.
And with the backlash I'm seeing in DEI, I'm feeling like I need to expand a little bit more than what I've been doing in the past. But I have a whole book on the topic, how to get ahead in corporate as a woman in leadership. But I'm not seeing a lot of organizations actually bite on that, package that I'm offering.
So just call it leadership, like leadership coaching. But I would say before you make that shift, because your heart is probably with women in leadership.
My heart is in it. My book is about it. Like, it's a whole thing. I have the Diva method. I have like a whole framework around it.
I think that there are still some, if you look at conferences that serve women executive leaders, I would look at the sponsors of 2026 conferences that serve women executive leaders, and I pitch those companies.
Yeah.
Because
you know
if
what?
still...
That's a really good point.
Yep.
That is a really good point. Because I think I told you, one of my wins was that I got my first international speaking engagement in the Bahamas.
Yep.
And basically, I went out there to do a talk on how they can advance their women executives into leadership positions. And but when I go and pitch the package, like leadership development accelerators for women, right now it seems that there's a slowdown. So maybe shifting to the speaking world. Yeah, so I would be speaking at those conferences, and then when you have your sales calls, I would pitch it, but I would say, hey, this is an accelerator for leaders, take the women off, but then still have the exact same package. Yeah. So maybe because what companies are scared about is like the backlash they could get. Yeah. But if you tell them that it's for, any leaders that want it, we work with a lot of women executives, but any executive can really get value from this. They'll probably still send their women executives. Yeah. But they just can't some companies can't buy something that says this is for women. Yeah. This is for blacks. I probably need to update the title of my book.
Well, let me see the book.
It says it's Your Power Unleashed, How Savvy Women.
No, that's fine. Your Power Unleashed, How Savvy Women Use Courage to Get Promoted, Get Paid, and Find Fulfillment. I love this title. I think that what you could do is have a second edition, keep this book, have a second edition of the book, take women out, and then have a ghostwriter go through your book and make it applicable to all people, not just women.
You know what's so funny? One of the CEOs that put his endorsement on the back of the book, he's a tech CEO. He read it, he went through it, and he was just like, This is great. I think it's applicable to all genders, not just women. And I wish there was a way that we could just have this applicable to everyone, not just to women.
Second edition. So even with Speak Your Way to Cash book, we hired a ghostwriter to go through it because now we don't sell the academy anymore. And she's just going through and making sure all of our product, services, and IP aligns with where we're at now.
Okay.
I'll give you her info too.
Yeah,
basically she'll just go through it and it won't be, and this is a really beautifully designed book. So get her book, Your Power Unleashed, creator of the Diva Method. Ooh, I love that. Okay. How savvy women use courage to get promoted, get paid, and find fulfillment. But when you're pitching conferences, send them your best chapter of this book.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I'm the writer of this book. I would love to come in and speak to your audience about how savvy women use courage to get promoted, get paid, and find fulfillment. Here's a free chapter just for you to check out. And if you're interested at all, book a call with me because my 2026 calendar and 2027 calendar is open, but the spots are filling fast.
Yeah.
So that would be, I would use this to pitch women's conferences, but I would have a second edition for sure. Why not?
Yeah.
So then you sell 1,000 copies to an organization like Amazon or any other company. Maybe you sell 100,000 copies and it's applicable everywhere.
Across the board.
And then you could comp your speaking fee.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, that's why I have you as my coach.
You don't have to, I wouldn't offer to comp it at first, but that could be a way to have additional negotiation points.
Yeah. No, that's really helpful.
But I love that. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Well, we have a whole couple of days together of coaching because our mastermind clients come and do 2 days of coaching with us, and we're about to get started in just a minute, but I wanted to make sure I got Kisha on even beforehand because I also just want you to know, like, I really appreciate the conversation. I appreciate your brilliance, and you've been in the community for a year and hopefully for years to come, but I didn't even, it's hard to always know how dope everyone in the community is because we meet up for calls, but we got to have more opportunities for you all to share your brilliance with my community.
And I thank you for this opportunity to kind of just spotlight what I do. And I've been learning and growing so much as being part of the mastermind, and I'm excited to continue my journey.
Yeah, please do, y'all. If I tell y'all someone's in our mastermind, we have vetted them, okay? Like, especially recently, like the people who've been on these interview series, we vetted them, hire them, work with them, buy their things. Like there's a lot of people online and they're not trustworthy. I'll just flat out say it. But I really pride myself. Our whole motto is real experts getting real results. So we don't even, we have found out that people in our program were, maybe not being genuine and dishonest. And you know what we did? We kicked them out. So I take it very seriously. So if I put my stamp on someone, like that means they're really great at what they do. And I'm comfortable with my community investing with my clients. The same way I just told y'all, I'm about to invest with my clients too. Shoot, I see a couple I'm sending invoices to. Help me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an expert at what I'm an expert in, but they're experts at what they're experts in, and I love doing business within our community. So that's another just perk of having so many brilliant people around you. So if you loved hearing Kisha speak, then please come see her at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Like, she will be there, our whole community will be there, and the theme is the Expert Olympics, y'all. Do you know what that means? We literally have an Olympian, a 2-time gold medalist, speaking about champions mindset. Then we have a former NFL player speaking about how he built an entire speakers bureau. He played for the Detroit Lions for 8 years, y'all. And now he has to take that same champions mindset he had on the field and apply it to business. And he's been able to scale his company to new heights and help other professional athletes do the same. Then we're bringing out a marketing mogul who literally has run ads and trained people like Dean Graciosi. If you don't know who that is, look him up. He's one of the grandfathers of our industry. He's probably done over $100 million in paid advertising spend from YouTube to Facebook to other platforms. And he has personally helped us reach over like almost $1 million. We'll be at almost $1 million in ad spend in a couple of months. What? And I run the ads myself because he literally taught me how to scale my ads. That's who's coming to speak. And he's a new coach in our mastermind, just saying. So I'd highly recommend you come to Speak Your Way to Cash Live. It's the Expert Olympics. So if you want to stop playing to lose and start playing to win, or if you want to stop playing small and start playing like a champion, you need to be at Speak Your Way to Cash Live because some of y'all are doing good, but good is not gold. And you need to start winning more. And that's what we're going to show you how to do at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. So go to www.speakyourwaytocashlive and join the 400 plus experts who've already secured their tickets. Our hotel is sold out 3 times already. I don't know how many more rooms we can get. We're going to buy the whole hotel at this point. So you need to go get your ticket and get your hotel because it's going to sell out. Every event we've done this year, sold out. London, sold out 3 days. Atlanta, tour stop, sold out 1 day. New York, tour stop, sold out 1 hour. Do y'all hear me? This is not the year to play games. This is not last year, this is this year, and I'm going for gold with everything we do this year. So I want to see you at Speak Your Way to Cash Live. Go to www.speakyourwaytocashlive.com, and I'll see you there. Bye, guys. Oh, as always, keep the energy high and the excuses low, because ain't nobody got time for that.
Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. Energy high, excuses low. I need energy, need only